table is experience, not just experience with having prepped people for over 25 years, but also experience with champions. He understands like the champion mindset and how to keep yourself level under all the pressure and all the scrutiny and all the eyes on you and all that stuff. He's used to it. He's been there with 24 Olympia titles that he's coached people into now. So I think his level head, his confidence instilled more confidence in myself. And you know, there's lots of times where I worked very hard at being present and enjoying the journey and understanding how to handle the pressure, but I still fault all the time. I falter all the time and mess up, get stuck in my own anxious thoughts or worry. And he'd come and he'd not physically smack me, but I'm sure he wished he could. And just be like, get my head back in the game where I need to be. Because he could see it in my eyes and he could understand what's going on inside of me, and that of course I would be there. And he'll pull me back into just doing the work that I needed to do. And on top of that, the actual physical part of him prepping, I call him a maniac, and he's crazy, and he absolutely is crazy, but he obsesses over every little detail, and it always shows up in peak week. You know, anything can go wrong in peak week. There's a lot of stuff going on, and he just knows what to change and how to change it, and he just figures it out because he's been through so much experience over the time. So there's nothing really extra we added to what we're doing. It was just consistently perfecting what we've done. The bulk of my prep honestly didn't change. He honestly talked to Ian, my past coach, a lot, and they kind of brainstormed on what they'd done in the past so I could keep doing that because I've been winning and improving and winning. So they wanted to keep doing that same plan, but also just adding a little bit of Hani twist on top of it, perfecting it more, improving every little thing I could, and then when problems arise in peak week, like this year for example, for some reason, Friday night to Saturday night, typically I was losing like 4 to 5 pounds of water every night, and that night I just stopped. I didn't. And I woke up looking kind of flat and a little watery, and I was freaking out and I was stressing, and I was like, oh my God, it's 5 a.m. right now, I'm sitting on stage for 4 hours, and I woke up looking the worst I've looked all prep. Like, of course this happens now, like, starting to get in my head. He helped snap me out of that. His confidence of me knowing he had been in this position before, I'm like, okay, he knows what we gotta do. What do we gotta do? And he was brainstorming, trying to figure out, and I was like, do I need to just not eat anything? What do I do? He's like, no, you need to eat a lot. I'm like, what do you mean eat a lot? He told me to eat a burger at 5 a.m. It's a cold burger I had from the night before. I had 3 eggs, like 500 grams of potato, more steak, 300 grams of rice, a full avocado, like 5 rice cakes and almond butter. I had like 5,000 calories before it was 6 a.m. It was crazy. And all of a sudden my body started to dry out and look better. And I was like, how the hell do you know how to do that? He's like, it's what I do. I'm like, all right. And then all that stress I was feeling was released. I could see him smiling, and he's like, fuck yeah, we're gonna win this thing. And I was like, hell yeah, we are. And then it came back, you know? So that little moment right there was just one of those things where often you might crack under pressure. You're training the 4-time Mr. Olympia to try and be better, and here you are on show day. Are you gonna freak out that he doesn't look good at 5 a.m., or are you gonna understand what you've been through in the past, apply all that knowledge to what you've learned, and apply it into this exact moment so that I can be my best? And he did that because of his experience, and it's one of those intangible things that you can only have through doing it for 25 plus years. So
Yeah,
just a small example.
My second question is,